I can't hear you, man. Oh wait, never mind. That's just me. Hey y'all, what's good in the proverbial hood, my G's, my guys? So I just wanted to show you guys that cute intro of me being Agent Knox. Um, yeah, Agent Knox at your service, by the way. So check that out. I'll K Logs. That's the YouTube channel. I will be posting some vlogs on there if you guys want to go check it out. I will be doing my, Secret Service stuff. Anyways, let me stop playing. But today, our stream here is called "When the Hunters Become the when the hunted when the hunted become the hunter becomes the hunters." Man, say that 3 times. And the reason why is because I seen this video, yeah, on X, previously known as Twitter today, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't. Well, the thing is, I couldn't believe it, but I could at the same time because this is a consistent pattern everywhere. There are teachers across the country that are just going off, like abusing children. And I was thinking to myself, what the hell is going on? We've got that going on. I seen another post where a girl was like, "Oh, my guy, he did something nice for her," and she was like, "I should propose, right?" I was like, why in your mind as a female? Why did you think to yourself, "I should propose, right?" Why in your mind were you not like, "I should submit and serve, right? I should bake him some bread, right? I should like give him children, right?" Like women, their mentality is being so warped because of like, music, feminism, society, like just everything that it's education. They're being indoctrinated in all sorts of nonsense, fatherlessness, that they're actually going from being the hunted to becoming the hunters. Now they are the ones taking the aggressive role, and it's terrifying. I'm telling you right now, as a woman, it's terrifying. That's not the place you want a woman to be in mentally, because when a woman goes on and does that, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. That is the worst type of woman you want in your corner. Like, you don't want that. That kind of woman is a scary woman. The same way an emotional man is a scary man, a hunting woman, run for your life, bro. She's a
The,
man eater, make you work hard, make you want, make you yeah, like that, bro. And I'm gonna go over that too. But go ahead. Were you gonna say something?
the big issue is that men are the ones to set the boundaries and so forth, and to have the discipline. Hello, Roxanne. They this is when women go in that aggressive role. They don't know the same limits to where to stop, and this
No.
is where the problems arise, because men were supposed to be the protectors in doing that kind of stuff, and when women do it, the lines are they're far more blurred, especially the way they analyze threat as well.
Oh yes. Oh, why did it do this to me? Okay, I can't see the comments. You're just gonna have to tell me. Um, yeah, and the way that it's actually mad. Like it's actually mad what's going on. So let's go through. We'll go through the first. Um, I'll go through the first video, the first thing post that made me think like, oh shoot, like what in the world? Let me just pull it up. And for some reason, I don't know why that other one. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. Actually, I'm gonna read you guys what I put it as actually. Wait, did it actually not stream to my X page? Oh, that's disrespectful.
Which
Oh wait, no, it did. It just doesn't show on my phone for some reason. My phone's probably just tweaking out. Okay,
Probably something like that.
yeah, Matrix attack. Okay, so let me share the screen here. And you know what? This kills me. I'm not even gonna lie, and I don't need like I feel bad to say it, but I also don't feel bad to say it. So here's what's up with this. If it would just load, because obviously now it's not gonna load.
Yeah, I mean, I'm having that issue.
This
And
is ridiculous.
internet
Why?
doesn't want to play nice.
This is crazy. What in the world? Come on. Let me refresh and see what happens. Why? Ah, I can you see? Oh, wait, can you see? Okay, yeah, okay. So here's what I said here. So there's a post. This guy posted it, Colin Rugg. I seen him before on X. I'll just open it. So pretty much it's this 30-year-old Christina Formella is accused of sexually assaulting a student before school at Downers Grove South High School. And it happened apparently in the classroom and was discovered by the boy's mother when she looked through his phone. Sick. And she was a special education teacher and also coached soccer at the school. And the allegations are extremely disturbing, they said, and blah blah. She's also recently married, went to college with the guy, and in August 2024. So she was charged with 2 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse and 1 count of criminal sexual assault, as reported by the New York Post. Look at the 2 photos of this woman. Just think about it for 2 seconds and ask yourself, like, do you see a pattern here? Just ask yourself. We like think about how many people have been reported on the news sexually abusing children in school the last couple of years especially, and what they looked like. Now look at this. Okay. Now, what I said, and I stand by this point firmly, I don't care if people are upset about this. I said at a certain point, people got to understand the ideology that's infecting Americans. No one will look at the extreme levels of white women molesting little boys in schools and identify it as a problem because they are the perfect, unsuspecting culprit to destroy little boys. No, this isn't a race issue. However, it is a black man. If it was a black man or a black woman, then it would be a national news and everyone would say it's a problem with black culture. Well, why are white men not enraged that their own women are raping little boys? Women across the country are abusing little boys in classrooms at rates higher than men. Think about that. So either we deal with this as an ideology that's destroying Americans, or white people take the position that their culture is just as filthy as the ones they claim to hate so openly. Take your pick and don't make haste because it's your boys on the line too. Now, the reason I say that is because right now, the women, because feminism has come and all this other filth going on, the fatherlessness, the feminism, the abuse that's happening to kids, that they don't get the help and then they go into adulthood. I don't know why people are saying, okay, well, it's a black issue, the black degeneracy, and you'll see all the posts. There's that Canadian patriot guy that's constantly saying, oh, is it black culture? Is it black culture? I'll tell you what, I'd rather drug addiction and alcoholism than pedophilia as a culture. I'll tell you that right now. Okay? Because all the stuff that they are, and I'm not saying that that's what it is. I'm just saying that the stuff that they're promoting online, claiming, oh, well, look at what the natives are doing, the alcoholics and drug addicts, and then the blacks with their, the street life and blah, blah, blah. And then you see in the news consistently for white women raping little boys. Like, at the end of the day, They have to understand that this went from one place to another, and now there's only one place left for it to
Th-
infect and
this
destroy everything.
this is what kind of Alvin Louis from Courage the Habit sort of put this out,
Yep.
because the ones
Yep.
that the people that you see bringing your kids to do this indoctrination in the schools, and like the what are those things where they the drag queen story hour,
Yep.
they're white, predominantly white women. Not saying that no other women are doing it, but you have a
Yeah.
higher percentage of them doing this because they had to indoctrinate them in order to do this, because they're the white people are the majority in the United States and in Canada and so forth. So what do they have to do? They have to go and indoctrinate them. How are you going to do that? You have to indoctrinate the women. The women are the ones who lay down the foundation of the character. If they make a train wreck of that, the father is not going to have a good time doing this. And if you go after them, then the men are going to be broken because the women are insufferable. And like they say, you look at, they say the liberal women or whatever that are just insane, right? Watch when you go out and see those women that are there that are lunatics. These are the women that are taking indoctrination, and those are the same women that are those are the ones that are raping your children, right? Like that's what that you look at those people and they're all pedophiles. It people that it just you start brainwashing people with this, and you're going to produce pedophiles. It's just it's the inevitable result.
Oh yes. And then let me also put that's 100%. And then you have women, and you're like, okay, well that's just the one part of society. But then you have women who are so openly degrading, and I would say humiliating, because I think something should just be private, degrading and humiliating the men in their life, like saying the most disrespectful thing about men that you would never, that if a man said online, people would just look at him like, what the actual bleepity bleep is wrong with you? You know what I mean? Women are coming on and saying the most sexually explicit things about men. I'm trying to pull up the thing right now. Sorry,
Well,
guys,
this
I'm awful with this. Usually my
yeah,
dad has these just like ready, but
that's all right. You need the practice.
literally, all right, relax. Relax. Um,
Yes, Roxanne, it is hard to digest when you look at people doing that filth. It's just nonsense. I mean, I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I was like, I can't believe that you have to say don't do filth to children. Like, I mean, I really this is the world that we're living. But right, most sane people. This is why it's like people need to stop sending their kids to school to get brainwashed.
yes, 100%.
Like,
This is why they took mothers out of the home. So, all right, so you'll see this. So I'm gonna pull this up. Sorry, guys, my dad is a better tech guy than me. He's the engineer. I'm just the one in training.
I just
Heavy on the training.
had a lot of practice, I guess, as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, this kind of stuff like needs to rein in. We got to get back to the regular. Yes, homeschools. Good job.
Not my inbox exposed. Relax. What the heck? Come on. Okay, okay. So, okay, that's not even the one that I clicked. That's not even the one that I clicked. But you know what? We'll just go with this one. So this lady says, and we'll go to the next one after, whatever. This lady said, when you promised your husband tomorrow night and it's tomorrow night. If a man said this about his wife, if a man said this about his wife, it would be over. In today's society, women can go out and just blatantly say, okay, well, I have this husband. He's my husband. He does everything for me. Maybe he's a protector, he's a provider, he loves me, but I'm just going to withhold from him and sucks to suck. And now, not only am I doing that, not only am I making him feel bad, and I'm emotionally and intimately abusing him, because even psychiatrists and psychology, like the secular world, it is so bad. That type of abuse is so bad that even they have to confess that it's a variety of abuses in one, not just one. Like it
It
is a tactic.
it's a,
It's a structured
it's
tactic.
done for withholding is done for power and control.
Yes.
It's the same way raping is done for power and control.
Yes.
And so that's creating a power dynamic, and you're using your vagina and your body as a weapon to destroy someone, right?
Yes.
And this
Mentally, physically, emotionally, everything.
and because they feel they're like, well, I didn't do anything to him. Well, no, yeah, you know what, I could withhold food from somebody and they just starve to death. Well, I didn't I could sit down and say I didn't do anything to harm them. Well, you took away the food so they couldn't eat, right?
Exactly. And then you blame them when they exactly. It's like starving somebody, putting food in front of their face after 2 weeks of having no food, and when they grab the food, you punish them and beat the living daylights out of them, give them what Polly gives the drum because they took the food, and then you say, how could you take the food? How dare you? And then they openly humiliate them. So there's like, it's so much like this level of control that women have today because of men's lower hind parts. I even seen for the woman who raped the little boy, I seen a man say, oh, I don't agree with you on this one because I would have been overjoyed, or forget the word he used, but something like to that effect, if that teacher molested him at 15 or 16 years old. He said he would have loved it. I was like, no, you're either like you're sick.
You're saying this now, but it doesn't matter when boys go ahead and do this. It damages them.
Yeah,
They think they want
as a
it,
kid.
but then they don't. They don't, and this is taking advantage of a young man's hormones, young boy's hormones,
Yeah,
to get the best of him because of those hormones. He's going to want anything that he can get, but that doesn't mean that he's mentally able to deal with it, and it's going to cause him problems. So just because you get your rocks off doesn't mean that it means it's right, because like some of the girls that are underage that are sleeping with these men, they want to sleep with them. It
yeah,
doesn't.
that's crazy.
I
Yeah,
remember in junior
it's
high, some of these girls
yeah.
kept talking about how much
My
they
high
wanted
school friends,
to
yeah, it's crazy.
do things to the
Not friends, mate.
teachers, and I know some of the girls did,
Mad.
and they voluntarily did this, but it doesn't matter whether
Yeah,
they
that's crazy.
voluntarily did it. They
The
don't
the
have
person, the adult, has the higher mental capacity responsibility. Yeah,
the adult has a responsibility not to do that.
yeah. Sorry, I cut. Um, yes, and then we'll move on to what I was going to show before. This was what I was going to pull up. This one I was going to pull up. This was the real point. It doesn't matter what end of the spectrum you're on. This is what's going. This is what's going. So the originator. Wait, am I still on presentation? Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. You guys know, if you know me, like from before, if you're watching me from before, you would know that I would bring something up. I'd have a whole bunch of laughs. I would say a whole thing and then realize the presentation was not on. Okay, this girl, Anicia or whatever, Princess Pop That, she says, my man won an award. Can't wait to mouth harass his private parts. The guy, he got nominee for Best New Artist, R&B, whatever. And look, like this is what she said. Like imagine. Ima- ima- bro. And then the other girl, so like one picture of his award and the other three pictures of like, them whatever. And then she's like, what happened to congratulations to my man? And I 100% agree with that. I was thinking the same thing because I'm like, you're sitting here telling me what I'm thinking to myself, why on God's green earth in your mind did you think the first thing you thought to say to everybody about your man for winning this award was how you could violate him intimately, because the thing was, I'm not, it's not even like she said, and this would still be off the wall, like this would still be wild. But it's not like she said like, oh, this makes me like, watching him accomplish things makes me like yearn for him intimately or whatever. Even that would be like, okay, you're teetering on the line. She said, harass him, mouth harass his private parts. Like that is like that is a kink for rape. I'm like, I like that. And saying that about your man openly, he might as well bend over at that point. He might as well just bend over and take it dry. Like, that's vulgar to say. I'm sorry. But that, what she's doing as a woman, I see that and I'm just like, bro,
some things shouldn't be said publicly.
something shouldn't even, she shouldn't even feel that way is what I'm, she shouldn't even be thinking that way. Her thought, the thought process of let me mouth harass, never in my life, never, I'm not even going to, I'm not trying to go there with the conversation side with the conversation, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
never in my life has this come to my thoughts. If a man said this, think about this in the reverse. If a man said this to his girl, do you know how many, his page would be suspended? They'd say he's threatening to rape her. They would me too the guy. His page would be suspended. Do you see what I'm saying? But women are getting away with this. They're becoming bold and brazen. That mentality, what she just did, she's the mentality of a woman who is the hunter. She's the hunter. Now, what are your thoughts?
What you're seeing is, and this is what ended up happening when you started to take away consequences, and you allowed women the license to do all these things, and you gave them a pass. It actually ended up, the law was structured in a way that it would make men, put men on defensive, because they don't want to go to prison, they don't want to get like punished for all of these things. So then men are restrained by the law. And this is what women don't see. Don't see that the consequences for men are like way worse on a legal perspective. So this is also
Yeah.
why men seem like weaker. Than women are like, well, I'm just going to go in and do this, and then they get more access into these places, and then they wonder why the men aren't doing anything, because if they do something, they get punished. And
Yeah.
like the women just like, you get that culture like, okay, they meet up, they have a couple drinks or whatever, they go get it on. Then 3 months later down the road, a year down the road, the woman's like, well, I didn't agree to that. It made me feel bad, so he raped me. Right? And then the next thing you know, he's getting hauled off to prison going, what do you mean? Like, right? Like, she's like, well, I didn't say anything, but I felt bad inside. Well, how is he supposed to know if you don't say anything? Right? Like, I mean, how are you supposed to know telepathically that somebody is saying no? Like, you think that everything is okay? And they're not justifying saying that people that actually get harmed. No, this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the times where guys are like, they don't know how to deal with stuff. So this is also part of the reason. And then women continue to move forward and take space that they normally wouldn't get, because the consequences have been moved, and the extra consequences have been placed on men to restrain them.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I couldn't hear a girl mouth that in front of my face. That's the kind of thing I would want to punch someone in the face for. I have to say I would want to because of legal purposes, but I could not witness somebody say that in front of my face. I would not. I women like that, no, I can't stand next to them. I cannot stand in their presence, because that is going to make me go like feel like going berserk, because I know the kind of like, I know where she's going. Like, I know it's not just, that's not just a statement in and of itself. I know where the thought, and what I know what she's emotionally doing. Like, it makes me want to vomit. I'm sorry. Now, this next woman I'm going to mention as well. It's the same kind of thing. Weird, weird behavior. So wait, let me just no, I don't want help. Okay, this lady. Wait, let me see if I actually have to open that. Forget what she said. Oh yeah. Boy drove me to the airport at 6 a.m. and said, I feel lucky to drive you to your flight this early. It's an extra 30 minutes I get to spend with you. Aw, so sweet. Dot, dot, dot. I should propose, right? Are you warped? Like, are you sick in the head? Are you sick in the head? When? Why? Why are women today just thinking to themselves, "Oh yeah, every time a man does something nice for them, oh, I should propose, right?" Why is your first response, "Let me do what the man does"? Why is your first response not, let me bake him some cookies, let me bake him some bread or some homemade butter, or let me make him some homemade soaps because it makes me think of him and I smile that way, and maybe I can make him smile too. Why aren't you like, let me do something nice for him, let me submit and serve him, submit to and serve him, let me respect him. No, let me overpower him and usurp his authority over himself and propose to him because I'm telling him that I know best for him and both of us. I know better for him what's best for him and both of us at the same time. I'm creating the circumstances for him. I'm creating the circumstances for us together, and I have more insight than him. That's why I'm going out of my way to make this decision preemptively without him. Like, and I know that she might have been like, oh, making the joke like, oh, I should propose, right? But that shouldn't even be a joke in her mind, because the joke in her mind should be something that's feminine, that affirms her femininity and her place in their relationship. It shouldn't be, women should not be joking that way. Women should not, a woman who thinks like that is broken. I'm sorry. Like, and it might not be to the extreme level of the way like an emotional man would be broken. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I'm not a man. Thank God. All I'm saying is that like all of this, like what I just showed you the last 28 minutes, almost 30 minutes, all of this, you think it's all different, but all roads lead to Rome, my guy. All roads lead to Rome. Whether you like it or not, you got one kind of sick perversion here, the next one here. It's all feminism. It's all under that umbrella of I want power and control and usurping his authority. And I'm going to put myself above him and over him, and I'm going to decide. I'm going to show that I have the ultimate. I have you in the chokehold. I'm in control, whether you like it or not. I decide. I decide for you. I decide for me. I decide for us. And that's why. Go ahead. You look like you want to say something.
Yeah, I'm just saying is that when it comes down to conflict, women don't naturally like conflict.
No.
Men don't want conflict, but they're like, well, sometimes if it comes down to this, it means war
Right.
because you can't allow certain things to happen.
Yes.
And so when you have women that are leading and allowing setting the boundaries when they really don't like conflict and they can't, like, that's being able to deal with conflict and go to war is what needs to be done if you're setting boundaries in society. You really do. Because if you're worried about making people feel good, then you're going to have boundaries and you're going to shift just to make people feel good. You have to have the people that are going to not worry about conflict and they're going to stand their ground because they're like, this is a line in the sand that can't get crossed.
Oh, yes. And
Yes.
then let me. Sorry, guys, bear with me.
Because
I am. Go ahead.
like I said, I'm not going to tell a woman what it is to be a woman. I don't know, but I know it's not being a man.
And that's the thing. That's what we were talking about in the other stream before. That women today, there's no women. There's not a single woman today in society who is at the top of things, who is a Proverbs 31 that's being promoted, that's praised by society as truly being a Proverbs 31 or an Esther. Because a Proverbs 31 respects God, her father, and her husband, and her future family. Esther did the same thing. She respected God, her father, Mordecai, who the only reason why she got to her position with the king and was able to marry the king was because of God and Mordecai. And Mordecai was just telling her straight up, listen, bro, listen, girl, you think you think that you can get away with not doing your responsibility. Either you do your responsibility, you take the consequence of God, and you're not going to like that one. And I'm not going to help you in that way because you're then not my child, Loki. Like, and that's inserting words in circumstance, but the circumstances is clear. He wasn't going to cover for her. He was like, look, you take your consequence, you take your decision, you take the consequence too. My dad used to tell me when I was in high school, when I would do stuff, Kaysha, I'm respecting your decision not to do this anymore. I would lose it. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're respecting my decision. You're saying that, blah, blah. And he's like, Kaysha, your actions have consequences, and I'm respecting your decision for your own consequences. It's the same thing. There's no women in society today that are held up at the top that men and women can look up and say, look, this woman really respects God, her father, and her future husband and family. And obviously then it's going to be like her husband because it's God and her husband at that point. But I'm saying in the order of which things happen, because obviously your father raises you before the husband and then it becomes husband and wife. But you get the point. You look like you want to say something. I'm going to
No,
put
I'm
clip.
I'm just like, with women, when they want to go after the man, it then stops the man from doing his job. The more that women do things that they say that are masculine and go into areas that are men, you're actually weakening the men. And if they're asking for legislation to protect them to go into men's areas, you're going to create weaker and weaker men. And other men that your women are going to these other men to create the circumstances to destroy the men so that they can go into the positions where men normally were. And then they complain about the fact that there's not any men that are masculine enough because they've destroyed them, and then in the place they started to become more aggressive. Women, women equate masculinity with aggression, but that's not what it is. It is
No,
not. If you look
no.
at if you look at if you look at um, for example, kids beating their kids, parents beating their kids, women do it way more than men.
Yeah, they do. And they do worse. Well,
They
not
don't.
worse, but kind of, yes. Yes, I know.
they they're not there. Like, men don't resort to violence as quick. They don't. And if a man does, then you need to run away. Right, because a man shouldn't resort to violence. He goes and creates the circumstances. Violence comes down as a last resort. And if a man's being violent very quickly, then that's a very, very, very bad thing. And so, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Now, this next thing, speaking of family, husbands and wives, a lot of people today, this is crazy. Like, a lot of people today make the mistake of, like I said, we just saw that other girl was talking trash about her husband online on her TikTok about not wanting to sleep with him. Now, other people will disrespect their husbands openly, and which is crazy because people don't understand like war. Like, men understand war a lot more than women do, but women need to understand as well, to a certain degree, all things are war. Whether they see it or not, everything is war. Like, when I don't care who it is or what it is, all my mind thinks is this is war. Like, someone can DM me, I'm like, this is war. If I don't know them, I'm like, this is war. I this could be a potential op. I don't know what's going on. You could be out for me and my family. I don't know. I need to guard myself. You could be a potential enemy. I need to understand what's going on. Even at work, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Like, work, school, play, whatever, everyone's an op until they're not an op. And then at that point, your stupidity could still make you an op. The fact of the matter is, you step outside that house, you're at war with everybody. The only person you can literally, actually, definitively trust at night is the person you lay next to, hopefully. Hopefully. You, obviously, your family and whatever else, I'm not talking about that. Predominantly speaking, in the world we're in today, the person that you can seriously rely on, your family, if you're lucky, but your spouse. That family you create together with your spouse. You go and publicly talk this trash about your spouse, You're telling everybody who is the op that's watching, because you don't know who they are. They're ops. That you're the easy entry in point. If they're against your husband, bet you're the target because you're easy. You just told them that you're easy. And so, anyways, this person I'm going to show you right now. This was crazy to me. This was so crazy. I saw it. I was like, that's crazy. I was like, that is so crazy. And he just stood there and just like, that's what's crazy too. He just stood there and he kind of went with it too. Patrick Bet David like showed this of this guy. He's like an actor. What's his name? I
Alec
didn't.
Baldwin.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin. I didn't even know he had 7 kids. He said, "This is tough to watch. No man, no woman should speak to the father of her 7 children like that, especially publicly." Exactly. The fact is, publicly. If there's a problem, nobody should know except you and the guy.
There it is. Great. You're a winner. Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. Sorry. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking. This is why. Yes, we'll have to like just cut him out of the show. There it is. Be great. You're a winner. Oh my God! When I'm talking, you're not talking. Sorry. No, when I'm talking, you're not talking.
I would have walked away and I would have left her. I would have left her right there. I would just walk away and I'd be gone. I'd be like, see you later.
I I literally I actually like his face. The fact that she was rude and he tried to be nice and she doubled down on the rude.
No,
If
I
I
would. If she did that, I would have just turned around and I'd walk away and I would have left. That's what I would do. I would just turn around, walk away, and I'd leave.
if I can't say something nice, or if like I'm processing information, like if I have a fight with someone and I'm processing information, I'll try to just keep the conversation neutral, so like, and respectful, so that the other person's feelings are not hurt or whatever. Like I'm not going to try and double down. The fact, and then publicly is worse. Like everyone's going to have arguments and disagreements, but to publicly do something like that to the father of your kids, and she's just there, and then she's like, I have to cut him out. This is the type of,
That's why I would have walked away and I would have left. I wouldn't have cared. She would have been there by herself.
yeah.
And if she came back and said something, I would like, you can pack your things and get out.
Oh yeah.
Like, because I can guarantee you there'd be a lot of other things that went on like that she would just go on and do that. She probably hell to live with if she's going to do that publicly.
Oh yes. Because how are you gonna, I can't imagine, man. Like a lot of these women are going around, they're and the guys, I don't understand why they're putting up with it, because there's a lot of just normal women in the world, like just literally normal women, but they're choosing to be with women like this. And I don't know why they're choosing to be with women like this, because for what? For
Because they're
what?
not doing it for the right reasons. Right? And then when a man starts sleeping with a woman, his ability to start, like, to start to properly select a woman from her character, it goes out the window. It does. And this is why men have to guard themselves. They sit down and say, oh no, we need to go in and get this and do this and that. No, men need to guard themselves so they can think straight. Because if you're sleeping with a woman, it's like you're on drugs. So
Yeah, honestly. And then you have women who are out here thinking, okay, well, I can do everything that a man can do. Let me try to share this again. Bad. And this is funny to me. I don't care what anyone says. I will always laugh at things like this. Like female bodybuilders against 16-year-old farmer boys.
Come on, way up. Hey.
Bitch, I'm from Texas, where we still riding swangers and put diamonds in our niggas. Her drink inside my lemonade till it look like a bitch. See, I come from the D where we got checks and we be flexing. If you ain't from my state, then you should know don't fuck with Texas. Hey, we always strapped, we keep our weapons. My mama from the A, she slowed it down for me at 7. Used to think Pepsi was the guy before he went to heaven. I knew what Pusha T was before Gunna even said it. Hey, she zero taught me keep my weapon and never took.
Yep. Yep.
That tells you right there it's not even a contest.
No,
Right?
like imagine how many years they trained and how many things they had to do to get looking like that. And then those 16-year-old boys, they're just on some random Tuesday. They're like, all right, let's go. Like, they could even be just an off day. They're just like, yeah, let's get it. Got
This,
you.
this tells you why men can't compete with women in sports, right? Like when they say that they have those transgender men, or like that say they're women, that they go in there and they sit down and they say they're going to compete. Those women do not stand a chance. They
No, they
do
don't.
not stand a chance. And like these women train and they're worked out and all that kind of stuff, but they're never gonna be equivalent to the men. Do you see those women who try to pretend like men? Do you see them getting into the boxing ring with the men? Do you?
No.
Do you see them competing against men in sports?
Wait. The wait, which ones?
The girls that go to say they're men. Do you see
Oh,
them
oh,
competing in sports with men?
no. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, that's the point. No, they don't.
They
They don't.
can't.
You can't. They're not stupid like that. Well, they. I mean,
No,
they're
no.
they're a different type of
It's
stupid.
just they can't. There's no contest
No.
because if you're gonna take those girls, okay, if you have those girls that were there that got destroyed by 16-year-old farm boys,
Yeah, that's mad.
right? What is
That's
gonna
mad.
happen
They
when you
love
have?
humiliation.
What do you think is gonna happen if you have the best male athletes at the same age group with these women who are saying that they're men? No, man, they're not even gonna place anywhere. They're gonna be dead last.
Yeah. And they haven't even fully gone through puberty. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
They haven't even reached full puberty. But you know what? So these women though, again, it's the humiliation. And what have we been seeing throughout this entire stream so far? Just women doing a boatload of sexual humiliation. And just watch this now. Because this woman here, and well, the body thing, actually, I'm going to hit this first. I'm actually going to hit this point first because a lot of women today, they are obsessed with humiliation, be it in their sexuality, mentality, body wise, emotional, whatever. Feminism is like a desire for power and control, but it's also deeply like humiliating. Like they love the humiliation. Whether you're making your body muscular to be like a man or skinny to be like a little boy. And so you get women like this too. And this is sick. The women who have this mentality in general, one way or the other, treacherous. Can't trust them. It's all the same. So this girl said, can't stop shedding enormous amounts of fat on the fairy princess diet. I'm literally eating half kilo of sugar a day. How much more sugar do I need to consume so I don't disappear? Stay tuned for anabology and my ultimate weight loss guide. Look at this woman.
What is the fat fairy diet?
The fairy princess diet is an anorexic diet that high school girls do.
So what's this half pound of sugar?
This girl eats like a certain amount of sugar. She's saying she's using this to lose weight, and look how skinny she is. And she's got this girl in the back with her side boob showing, but she's got her face blocked off. Reasons I don't know. She also said, also gaining thunder quad muscles. Where? Which honestly just annoys me as a woman. Who would have thought that maxing out sugar and lowering slash time restricting protein would actually build muscle? The fairy princess diet at work. Bro, you can't make this stuff up. Where? Where?
Women, I didn't even know, man. This is why they this is just this is wrong. This is wrong. This is this is what ends up happening. Like the way that women are normally insecure about their bodies, but then when you make men all nitpicky and so forth, and picking over the smallest details, it's going to drive women to be even more. I mean, like insecure. And then put the media. What do they have in there? Everybody looks like this certain kind of way, instead of like saying, "Oh, well, you know what? There's a different range of body types that are normal." Like they look at one where they're, "Oh, this woman's fat." No, she's not. Just because she's a little bit like she's got a little bit higher fat content than you, doesn't mean that she needs to be this way. And like when they show all those women on the beach and stuff like that in the 70s and stuff like in 80s, I mean, I look or back in the 50s, sure, that was a lot of people, but not everybody was that way. There were still different ranges and different sizes, right? And that's really the way it is.
I don't
And
know why Google is not letting me search it on this computer. I saw it earlier. But yeah, it's something that what you're saying is correct, but the main point here is that a lot of this, like one way or the other, like women are, their desire to humiliate themselves is like beyond level of comprehension, be it for even it's like women, like I said, there's no women who you can actually look up to in society that's actually doing anything correct. There's the women who are starving themselves to the point of looking like little boys. It's actually disgusting. It's actually disgusting because it destroys the reproductive system. A lot of these women are sick. They have health issues. They can't, like, they have problems getting pregnant and keeping pregnancies, all sorts of stuff. They're always cold. Their hair is falling out. They look emaciated. Being skinny is literally medically, like, dangerous. And then being too muscular as well is also, for women, is also harmful for their body, because women need a certain amount of fat for reproduction and for their general overall health, and they also need it for their, like, mental health. Like, so it's like there's no normalcy for women. They're striving for some, and it do you see what I'm saying? Like, they're striving for something that's actually making them mentally and physically ill
yes, but
on
yeah,
both spectrums, and there's
but
no, like, healthy in between.
but then you have to sit down and look at who's getting, like they're giving them platforms, because
Yes,
the
that's
women
my
that are
point.
the women that are actually speaking sensible, they're
Yes,
not getting the platform. They're getting suppressed,
right,
and they're giving these women the platforms, and the people who are doing that, right? That's who you got to
exactly.
really ask the question, because if more sensible women that want to speak and say the right things were given the platform, there'd be less of the people following those women, but they suppress those women that have the good things to say, and give the women that are going to push these other things that are not necessarily positive to the other women that are looking at it, and that's what they're going to see, right?
Yes, because then we have the women, like, let me see, the women who, well, the men who have whole and it's crazy because men will have whole podcasts just to display women doing absolute filth and nonsense to convince everybody how trash the world is, but will never platform decent females and human beings. It's just like, then all you're seeing consistently is, makes you think to yourself, well, what the actual hell is going on? Why is this not working? Wow, this is mad.
That's a good question. Everything seems to not want to work at certain points in time, right?
Because I do know it's late. I want to make sure I get through these. Ah. Oh, I'm so upset. Okay, here it is. Okay. Sorry, guys. And then, okay. Oh,
What?
no.
I
Because,
can't see it.
no, I'm pulling it up right now. My dad just sent me a bunch of these things today, like from timeline, and was like, "What in the world?" And I was like, "No, we got to talk about this."
I bleached it first, but yeah, I did.
So degrading. Oh my god.
He was honestly pretty gentle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's
Safe
biggest
space.
fantasy was that he wanted to hold my head in the toilet and me in the. I could never find any woman that was down to reenact that for him. I bleached it first, but yeah, I did.
So degrading. Oh my god.
He was honestly pretty gentle about it.
Gently, he humiliate the hell out of
You
you.
know, listen, I delivered my last baby alone by myself in my bathroom. I am not a normal bitch, okay? I'm not a germaphobe.
There's a difference between not being a germaphobe and sticking your head in a toilet.
I bleached it first. I'm fine, right? This was
No, you're
months
not.
ago. I never had any adverse reaction, so obviously it was fine. Do you know what's on your kitchen dish sponge?
You need a
The
napkin. You
world is
touch
gross.
The excuses are crazy. Still, that's disgusting.
This guy's
Safe
biggest
space.
fantasy was that
Okay. I have no idea. That I didn't even know. I don't know. I don't know.
You know what's crazy? Women, they feel like the empowerment today, the sexual empowerment, and just being like men is giving them more level, like they're on a level. And in reality, they're on a level of retardation. Like in Tropic Thunder, when who's that guy? Robert Downey Jr. He's playing the black guy in the film, and he's talking to the guy from Ben. Is his name Ben something? But he tells him, "You went full retard. Never go full retard," because he played that dumb guy. And women have gone full retard. Women have gone full retard because now they think that the more that they do, they feel like they're getting on another level, and it's like it's giving them more power, and to a certain degree, like, because men have to understand like what they're doing with women, it is giving them power in some way, even though like the more power the men are giving them, the more they're wanting to like humiliate the hell out of them for some reason, because maybe they're like, oh, if you're going to take control one way, I'm going to take it the other way. I don't know, it's like a tug of war kind of thing.
I'm just gonna putting somebody's head in a toilet. That I
No. I'm not talking about that specifically. That's disgusting. But the premise, I guess, the principle of the thing, because a lot of guys I've seen a lot of guys online say some weird stuff. Even a lot of guys in person I've heard say some weird crap, like on R. Kelly level kind of. Whoa, bro! What the hell did you just say? Like golden showers and all sorts of stuff. Degenerate stuff that people are trying to like normalize and say that these are just kinks, and it's like, no, these, like, you guys are weird. You need help. You need Jesus.
that's because of all of the things that they've been doing that help push people down that way, and they need to have more extreme to satisfy that same level, because they were exposed to things probably they shouldn't have been when they were younger, and then it continues to push things down that way. right? Because now it's getting more and more extreme, and so forth. And so you're this is what you're really saying, right?
But men have to understand that the more that they do stuff like that with women, is the more that they're actually going to push them down the very sick and twisted, like,
It's a vicious cycle.
yes.
They both feed off each other, but somebody's got to step off the crazy train first, and that's generally, man, you got to start doing that first. Like, you got to pull up your bootstraps.
And then we have, I think we have like two or three more things. Then we have like, why did I turn my mic off and then it said that there was a song randomly started playing, but I didn't have a song open on my computer.
That's
Like, what the heck?
that kind of stuff seems to happen more frequently.
Yeah, like, what the heck? Okay, I think we have just like two or three more to look at and then we're done. Oh, that's loud. I don't like that. Sorry. Oh, I've been on presentation whole time, low key. Okay, so then you have like women. Wait, you were gonna say something?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So then you have this. Oh, I didn't realize. This is what we're promoting. This is Glorilla or whatever, her glow up. I guess on the right this was her before and now she's here on the left. Which, by the way, the obviously it was vile what she said there. You should have heard it. I heard it earlier. That was vile for real. Like, that was wild. But the surgeries and the makeup and the things that women are using now to help them complete some of these deceptions, if you look at her from the right versus the left, and some people have, like, I don't know if she got veneers or like whatever else, but this is two completely different people, right and left. Just saying. Now, on a regular, do you see what I'm trying to get at? Do you see what I'm saying?
I didn't even know anymore.
Now let me pull up the other. The problem here is that women today are getting away with things they would not otherwise be getting away with if they didn't have the avenue to get away with it, if you see what I'm saying. Men are literally giving women with a certain type of mind frame the avenue to do certain things.
But it's always pushing the ones that are getting the biggest platforms, seems like, are a lot of the attention, the ones that are pushing things in the wrong direction.
100%.
Like, you watch the women that are starting to say intelligent things and they're just getting slapped down like crazy.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the women that are pushing women in the wrong direction, they're getting the biggest attention.
Oh, yes, they are.
They do the same thing with the men. Like, I mean, you're seeing this across the board that, like, people who should probably have no business getting the platform that they have, they're getting it and getting put out so that people follow their bad example.
And look at This Sabrina Carpenter shows off new Juno position at night 2 of her Paris show. This is the Polly Pocket 304 that they have for children. But because she is, well, you know, it's gonna slide. Why is this okay? Is this the culture?
It's not okay.
Is this the culture, guys?
It's not okay. This is
this white culture?
What is this? But you know what the whole thing is? Degeneracy is being pushed everywhere.
Well, that's why I showed the Glorilla and now her. I think that girl's name is Glorilla.
Where is this at?
Paris. She's an American. She's American.
No. I mean, like, what setting is this in?
This is her concert, bro. Man, this is her in her Sabrina Carpenter shows off her new Juno position at night 2 of her Paris show.
Okay, I don't even know who Sabrina Carpenter is. I don't know
the blonde girl in the middle.
I get that, but what is her market like? Who is her like?
Children. This is what I'm talking to you.
For children.
Remember Polly Pocket? She's like the new Polly Pocket, except they call her Polly Pocket. You remember that little toy when I was a kid, Polly Pocket? They're saying that she's like that as a singer, though. So they have her dressed up looking like a Polly Pocket character. She appeals to children. Most of her audience is teenage girls. I didn't even know who the hell this girl was. And until she started blowing up on Twitter, didn't even know she existed. And then the only things I saw of her was stuff like that.
You see, when you're teaching younger girls and you know that this kind of stuff, that's not the kind of thing that they should be doing, because then this is going into the things that are feeding into when you're seeing these. They're going to think that, oh well, I should go and do this. This is reinforcing these things, and then this is a recipe for disaster. When you look at all of the things that they're doing and they're trending people to go in and become sexually active younger and younger, they're going to have in more and more things that are being done. The pornography is being put in the hands of the kids younger. They're going to push these things. They're getting it normalized in places like this. And it's just, no, this is the wrong message to be sending to that younger audience. They really shouldn't be having this.
Okay, and now I want you guys to look at this video quick, and then I'm going to show you some lyrics, and we're bouncing because it's already been an hour and it's late already. Sorry guys, I had to talk about this though. My dad sent me some of this stuff and I was like, no, we got to talk about this. It's crazy. Dang, why do I keep what's wrong with me for real, honestly? Okay.
When they get the bag, they'll get that with the extra
Wait. First, I want you guys to look at what this guy does. The person who quoted it said the gaslighting is real. I want you to watch this seriously, because this is how women don't see when men are creating circumstances. And this video right here is going to show you how men create circumstances around women unbeknownst to them and use those circumstances to pit women against each other to get what they want. And you're going to see exactly why I'm showing this to you. So, watch.
When they do that, do it come with it?
I still can't hear you.
When do it come with a dip sauce with the extra but when you bring it back and you see what it is?
Lauren, do you come here? I can't understand this person. I don't mean to laugh this hard. No, maybe I'm just here. Did you need something? Can you repeat what you just said?
I said put the napkins in the bag.
You said what?
I just said put the napkins in the bag.
Oh, put napkins in the bag.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Maybe I'm just getting some comments here.
Right, so after that, is he get out of the way for the killers bladder?
See, hell no. He over here saying other stuff. I'm not tripping. Go somewhere else. He's something completely different. What did you say?
I just said what you put the drink, put the top on there.
Put the top on there?
Yeah, make sure it's on there tight so it don't spill.
Okay. You want to make sure you put the top on there?
Yeah, so it don't spill.
He did not say that.
I can understand him.
No. He's literally speaking fucking English. He's not.
Yeah.
He just talks too fast. You had 2 cheeseburgers. He's saying gibberish. He's stating the fucking 2 cheeseburgers. Why wouldn't he probably from somewhere?
Yo, right there. Do you see how this guy gaslit the hell out of that girl to the point where the other 2 girls were pissed with the other girl and even cussed her? This is how men create circumstance to get what they want, because they will show one woman one thing and they'll show another to get in one action out of her, and show another woman another thing to get that action around them, and then use that to get the other women to do what they want around that woman. And they'll do the same thing with other men, and they do not even need to see you to do this, to create these circumstances around you. They do not need to even be in front of your face. When women want to deceive you, they need to be face to face with you. They need to actually be able to touch you and feel you, because if they cannot gauge your emotions in real time, they cannot manipulate you. A woman cannot manipulate you over text. I don't care. Like, she has to eventually have a surety of seeing you, and she can't do it over a long stretch of time. It has to be within an instant time frame, because she can't calculate for that long ahead. What this man did was important, because this shows why women actually need men. This also shows why men are the ones who need to create these boundaries and the structure, and they cannot let women get away with what they're doing. It makes sense. Dad, if you want to chime in.
Well, no, I'm just saying he knew what he was doing. He deliberately just pitted them one against the other, and the other girls got angry, and they were like, "Oh no, there's something wrong with you," because he was quite sounding that way to her, and not taking into account that he's just going to be doing something nefarious. Like they just automatically say, "Well, I can hear him, so there's something wrong with you." And so that's really the way it is. And yeah, yeah.
Now, I don't know if you guys remember the song, and I'll end with these like kind of lyrics, because music and everything plays into it. Like society, the music plays into it, the feminist ideology, the indoctrination from the schools. We went through all of those things, the filth that they're doing in the school. Now, I don't know. People always say, "Oh, Kaysha, it's so weird that like your dad." Well, some weirdos say that. They're like, "Oh, it's weird that your dad vets the men for you." Men don't say that to me. I mean, men are like, "Oh, that's amazing that your dad is like that." I agree. I would do that with my daughter, whatever. Good men, right? Now, in previous years, most people forget in early 2000s and mid 2000s, a lot of the songs talked about men going to the fathers to actually get permission to be with the daughters. But look what they did instead. Look at what they did. Someone posted this. Someone posted this because it was a thing on X, a tweet on X, and it made me think about it when I saw it, because I was like, wait a minute, hold up, that's funny, but what you said is actually really, really messed up. Let me see if I'll see it. Let me share this screen for the lyrics so you guys can actually see. Not me doing 10 billion things at once. My poor dad, it's late even. But it's later for me. But you work harder than me. So it's not fair. Okay, so in these lyrics, okay, so the guy on X, it's not loading. It's so funny. It fit, but it was messed up. Someone said, "You ask your Mrs. Dad for her hand in marriage, and he says, nah, what happens next?" And the guy quote tweeted and said, "Ask him why you gotta be so rude." And then someone else said, "Marry her anyways." So the lyrics go, "Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, because I need to know. You say you'll never get the blessing till the day I die. Tough luck, my friend. But the answer is no." Right? And he's like, "Why you gotta be so rude? Don't you know I'm human too? Why you gotta be so rude? I'm gonna marry her anyway. Marry that girl. Marry her anyway." The disrespect, the crazy disrespect of a man like that This is what they were promoting. Even Taylor Swift, that's her name, yeah. Taylor Swift has a song. So I think in Romeo, say, take me somewhere you can be alone. I'll be waiting. All you have to do is come, whatever, something like that. But in previous songs, they had the same mentality of, oh, let me go to the Father. The only difference is they actually used the music to put in the mind of people, no, you don't need the dad's permission. I'm going to go to the dad. I'm going to try and act like I'm doing the right thing to the daughter. And then when he says no, it's going to be like sucks to suck because later, and then the girl is going to go based on what the guy says because she's already invested in that guy emotionally, mentally.
But he's a predator.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Because then the verse 2, he says, I hate to do this. You leave me no choice. Can't live without her. Love me or hate me. We will both be standing at that altar. Or
He's
we will run away.
acting like a woman.
Yeah, yeah. And you
He's-
know she's in love with and you know she's in love with me, so she will go anywhere I go.
So he can't control himself, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to do the treacherous thing and take her and cause more problems for her so that he's then in that is going to isolate her from her family because the father's going to be pissed off, the family's going to be pissed off, then he can beat her 6 ways from Sunday.
Exactly.
Nowhere to go.
And then he goes to say again. And after that, he goes back to, "Can I have your daughter for the rest of my life? Say yes, because I need to know." You say you'll never get the blessing until the day I die. Do you know what you have to do for a man to say you'll never get the blessing till the day I die? Do you know how crazy sick you have to be for a father to say something like that?
That means he's somebody that he wants to put his hands around your throat. That's
And rightfully so. And this is what we were bopping to. Like,
this was teaching you treachery.
exactly. It was and especially the women, because we're sitting here like, oh, then the dad becomes the bad guy. You can't trust the dad. You actually have to go with this guy because this guy's saving you from the dad.
But then you looked on the television shows, the dads were all incompetent and made like they couldn't do anything and they were stupid. So this little young whippersnapper and the daughter knew better than the old man that was an idiot. Right?
Exactly.
So what is it when they get older, they just their brains turn to mush once they have kids? Because this young guy clearly knows better, but he's just a treacherous dog. Right? Like, that's the kind of person that's going to be your father and raise your daughters to be that way, and then they're going to raise his sons to be like even worse than him.
Yes, 100%. 100%. And this is, let me just.
This is why men don't like treachery. This is
Yes.
why men do not like treachery.
Yeah, and then, okay, and I'm going to show you the other song, and then, we're done. Taylor Swift has the same thing. What I didn't even think about this because I thought to myself, man, Taylor Swift used to be the traditional girl with the, with the curly. She was a country girl with the blonde curly hair. She, and the song I thought about was "Love Story," Romeo, Save You, whatever. The lyrics. Look at this. This is mad. This is absolutely mad. Oops. Did I put the wrong one? Oh yeah, no, that's the right one. Okay. We were both young when I first saw you. I closed my eyes and the flashbacks start. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. See the lights, see the party, the ball gowns. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little did I know that you were Romeo. You were throwing pebbles. And my daddy said, stay away from Juliet. Crazy. Crazy. And I was crying on the staircase, begging you, please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All there's left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. So I sneak out to the garden to see you. We keep quiet because we're dead if they knew. So close your eyes, escape this town for a little while. Oh. Because you were Romeo, I was a scarlet letter, and my daddy said, stay away from Juliet. But you were everything to me. I was begging you, please don't go. And I said, Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. I'll be waiting. All there is left to do is run. You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. So, and then Romeo Save Me, they're trying to tell me how to feel. This love is difficult, but it's real. Don't be afraid. We'll make it out of this mess. It's a love story. Baby, just say yes. What's crazy about this? What's crazy about this is the fact that this is a control. She wants her own solution. She wants control of the situation. Her father said to the man, stay away from Juliet. And she's telling him, don't go. I have the solution. Let's run. Let's skedaddle. Let's get out of here. That's the only thing. My daddy is the bad guy.
You know what came to my mind as soon as when you were reading that?
What?
I was thinking that song by AC/DC, Highway to Hell. Because she is the one who's dictating it based on her feelings.
And that's what she said.
And the man following a woman who is being led by her feelings and saying, I'm going to just follow you, you are an idiot as a man, because you are going to let a woman who is like creating chaos on the way out and encouraging your predatory behavior.
Yes, and it gets worse because then she said she got tired of waiting. Wait, go ahead.
But then she had all of those failed relationship songs, and this is the reason why.
Because it started with this. And it's funny because one of her hit songs starting songs was cutting her off from the authority of her father and saying this was the wrong approach. And you look at it, further goes on until the end, says her faith in him was fading, wondering if he was ever going to come around. And when she met him on the outskirts of town, and then she says, Romeo, save me. I've been feeling so alone. I keep waiting for you, but you never come. Is this in my head? I don't know what to think. And then he knelt to the ground and pulled out a ring and said, marry me, Juliet. You'll never have to be alone. I love you, and that's all I really know. I talked to your dad. Go pick out a white dress. It's a love story, baby. Just say yes. So she's now coerced her father into allowing her to marry this predator, to the point where now the predator has gone and negotiated with the dad, and they've agreed. Now,
that's not the way men operate. Just letting you know.
I know it's absurd. It's an absurd premise because a father would never say yes.
That'd be like, let's go for a walk in the woods.
Bring a shovel. BYOS. Bring your own shovel. And then this is what really got me the idea of the lyrics. I don't know if you guys know who Nelly Furtado is. So the reason why I chose the three different songs of Love Story by Taylor Swift and then the Rude by Magic or whatever is because those are varying levels of what we just saw in those clips like earlier. Nelly Furtado is the hunted becoming the hunter, because I don't know if you guys remember the song Man Eater, but this is what women are pretty much becoming, man eaters. Now I don't know if you guys remember this is early 2000 stuff, but she's like, everybody look at me, oh, I walk in the door, you start screaming, oh, come on everybody, what you here for? Move your body around like a nympho. Crazy thing for a woman to say, I'm not even gonna lie. Everybody get your necks to crack around. All you crazy people, come on, jump around. I want to see you all on your knees. That is mad. I'm sorry, that's mad. You either want to be with me or be me. Man eater, make you work hard, make you spend hard, make you want all of her love. She's a man eater, make you buy cars, make you cut cards, make you fall real hard in love. She's a man eater, make you work hard, make you spend hard, make you want all of her love. She's a man eater, make you buy cars, make you cut cards, wish you never met her at all. When she walks with passion. Oh, when she talks like she can handle it. Oh, when she asks for something, boy, she means it. Oh, even if you never even seen it. Oh, All you crazy people come around, jump around, you doing anything to keep her by your side. Oh, simp. Because she said she love you long time. Oh, man eater make you work hard, make you spend hard, make you want all of her love. Man eater make you buy cards, make you cut cards, make you feel fall real hard. That is insanity. That is insanity. All of this, I never. This is the psychotic. This is why women today are psychotic.
But
Honestly,
yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, she's from Vancouver, and
yeah,
Vancouver is very, very much like in that situation. And so I look at what's going on there, and I mean, I'd be like, with women like that, I'd be like, no, sorry, I don't care. I'll wait.
but the point is that this is again the power and control that women are wanting, and that men are also giving to them. Men are handing it over because they're wanting that. I don't know. Regardless, they're wanting the intimate, the sexual relationship or whatever with women. But the fact is that all of these roads lead to Rome. A woman who desires power and control over a man eventually becomes one thing. She's a very mentally, she's a very exploitive person. She's going to exploit the hell out of you. And it's so predominant today that women, it's so indoctrinated and ingrained in a lot of women the way that they do things that they don't a lot of women, they just think it's normal at this point. It's second nature, but it's terrifying. I am I am more as a woman, I don't know if it's fair to say, but as a woman, when I see women who are hunters, I'm more scared of them than men who are emotional. Because even men, I don't know, like men who are emotional are psychotic. I'm not going to say like no, but I'm just saying like I I think you can even say circumstances to men and they'll not double down. Because remember, like Ahab and Jezebel,
Yes,
where she was told the consequences, she doubled down. She was like, kill him anyways. And Ahab
most
was like, no.
most men would never deal with it. Jezebel, never. Like, you have to be a certain kind of weak man to deal with that, because men men are wired not to men are wired for loyalty, and Jezebel is like crazy treacherous. And
Yeah,
you see what the when a woman comes in and says that she's like playing the role of the man, she the inevitable result is like consequences that people don't want. We're supposed to have a certain dynamic, and nobody's supposed to abuse each other. But when you look at this, when that not pine power, but that role reversal gets shifted,
yeah.
that's where you have problems, because men are not designed to be women, and women are not designed to be men, and it's just out of balance. It's out of harmony. It doesn't work, right?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
And
And oh, go ahead.
it just produces really wrong results, and
Yes, it does.
that then women are like, well, we're the strong men. But then when women, I'm not saying all women are this way, don't get me wrong, because a lot of women are not. I'm saying the women that go this way, it's not because men are afraid of these strong and independent women. They see women that are like uncontrollable. I mean, like no boundaries. A lot of these women that want and will pursue anything at any cost, they will destroy anybody for no rhyme or reason.
That's exactly my point with this. When the hunted become the hunters, there's no rhyme or reason to why the women in the varying degrees of this ideology do what they do. It's literally for the purposes of self fulfillment, whatever makes them feel good in this moment or in the next few moments, whatever serves their purpose. It is a treacherous mindset because they are only self serving. They don't have the mindset of submission and respect and honor and integrity. It's how can I get what I want? And whether it's, oh, go ahead.
No, just become extremely. The difference between like men and women both get extremely. They can do extremely wicked things, but
Yes,
because the way
yes.
that women process things more emotionally, they become extreme, like even more short sighted than men, and the consequences are even more catastrophic. Because if they're using a weak man as a puppet, then they have an emotional woman controlling the helm of a man to do so much more damage. That should never happen.
Yes, exactly. You said it. You said it. You actually, yeah, you fully said it. And that's the point, man. Men need to understand on the various levels. And obviously, again, there's varying levels. So, you can mitigate, but the point is like men need to stop giving up their control. They need to be firm in their conviction of what they're doing. They need to be leaders. You cannot allow see things for what they are. See people for what they are and who they are and accept that and mitigate it. Mitigate the risk in front of you for what it
Just
is. Don't
just
lie to yourself.
think about this. Think about the worst Karen that you could think of, or Jezebel. Now think about that mind in the body of a man.
Yeah, that's mad. That's absolutely
That's
mad. That's
that's that's
terrifying.
essentially what you're getting. Because if the woman is pulling the strings and taking control of the man, that's what you're getting.
And again, all of those roads lead to Rome. That teacher that we saw earlier, the power and control and the sickness of everything, that teacher that's abusing these children, that that's the ideology. That's
This
the
is what
ideology.
this is why you cannot have emotionally unregulated men. Men that cannot control their emotions and feelings, they cannot have that, because if that happens, that is where things break down. Men have to be the ones that are composed, and they need to lead by their actions. If they're not doing that, this society will be destroyed. And the women that are going in and trying to push into where, taking be in control of the men and all that kind of stuff, you are literally making your situation worse and destroying the very men that you want to try and find for yourself and
Right.
for everyone else. That's really it.
Exactly. Moral of the story, and then you can close with a prayer.
Moral of the story is, women, be good women. We need good women. Don't help break the men that are already broken. Let them do what they need to do. And men, you need to start stepping up and bucking up. This is no more time to hiding under the rock and say, I can't do this. This is where
Real.
you have to put on your big boy pants and start getting things done,
Yep.
because talk is cheap,
Money
especially
value.
when you're a man, right? Problems don't fix themselves. Men fix the problems. So this is where you got to buck up, shut up, and just get it done. That's really all there is to it.
Yep. Exactly. And also people need to start promoting people who are actually genuinely good men and women so that they can have a positive example to look up to. All right, great. Please pray to close and we'll be out of here.
All right. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this day. We thank you for your love, grace, and mercy. We thank you for the hope that you have given us. Open our hearts and minds to your will. And Lord, help the men to stand up to do what is right and pleasing in your sight and humble themselves before God, that we can do the things that we need to do, and help the women to come to Jesus and to stand with their husbands, that they could rebuild their families, their churches, their communities, and their nation, that we can have some relief from the children from this wickedness that we're all enduring. Is my prayer. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thanks, Dad, for the prayer as always. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Honestly, men got to be men again, like my dad said, women got to be women. And at the end of the day, our mindset need to change. Like we need to go back to the family structure of submission and respect. Regardless how you feel, even if you feel hurt about something, if you don't have all the information, don't make a decision without all the information. You need to understand everything before you make a decision. You need to be rational. A part of that is also having good men that you trust, that can help level you out in your life, because women are women are emotional. They're going to do things based on how they feel sometimes, and that's great for raising children. It's not great for mitigating danger, like genuine high stress difficulty. I don't care what anyone says. That's just the fact. So honestly, like, again, be rational, be reasonable. Let's, stop letting women control. If a woman's controlling you like this, please just leave. Like, honestly, like, this is ridiculous. Like, this kind of stuff in society has to stop, and it's mad. And the people who are promoting these women up to the top, they need to be punched in the face. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful. Really, I guess that's disrespectful. But there needs to be consequences. Like, people need to, like, they need to cut the line. Y'all like these women that starve? Start starving them of your resources. Make it a famine. Make it a drought. Matter of fact, I said it on X. I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it. So, anyways, guys, that's been Real Talk with Kaysha. If you want to support us, you can subscribe to us on Locals. We're on there, as well as Vocal. We're on Lindell TV. You can subscribe to us on X on our personal accounts, or you can, what else do we have? Subscribe to my Substack, The Chronicles of My Heart. I write on there sometimes. It's more personalized internal dialogue. But anyway, yeah. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.